Right, good people, this is me in the town of Arras in northern France, and I'm just finishing off a week-long trip up here, mainly in the battlefields, but this is an important battleground. But it's a kind of sad day for me and a lot of people because it's actually the birthday of a very important guy to a lot of us, a guy called Henry Anderson, Councillor Henry Anderson, who was a councillor for Perth and Kinross, more of later. And he represented not Perth city itself, but a place called Bridge of Allen and its surrounding villages. So he was really a kind of representative of the hinterland, and that's really what he was. He was the representative, I would say, of the underclass. He was a guy who always stood up for the wee guy. He's also the guy who'd always have a word for the wee guy, whether it's a wee guy or a wee girl, or just take folk aside. He'd always make sure that everybody was included, and that was his great strength. And folk will tell you that, even Tories, who wouldn't agree with Bruce's politics, because he's an out-and-out Scottish nationalist, or he wasn't a nationalist, he was an internationalist, I believe, in Scotland's independence. But even his political opponents would say, what a guy. Now, he sadly died of COVID just before Christmas in 2020, at the second wave of the pandemic, and a lot of us had not had time to mourn him because obviously we were all shut down as well, nothing was happening. So I'm calling the big event to greet Liz Truss on the 16th, Tuesday the 16th of August, 3 days from now. I'm calling that's Henry's wake, because he never got a real one. So if you know Henry, or if you know of Henry, or you know of a Henry type guy, get along, but more importantly get along to just say Liz Truss, unacceptable to anybody, anywhere, because she's thick as mince, completely and utterly unacceptable to Scotland. We would never have voted for her. She couldn't get elected as the chair of a bowling club in Scotland, believe me. The bowling club would say, you're taking the piss, right? And she's going to be levered in with a manoeuvre all funded by Rupert Murdoch to basically replace Boris, who made an arse of it, with a new Boris, an even more malleable Boris. That's exactly what she is. She's just Boris with a fucking skit on, except Boris had a wee bit of fucking intelligence and a wee bit of fucking wit about him. She's just thick as fucking mince, and it's the exact same coalition that's putting her in, that's putting Boris in. So here's what we're doing. We don't want angry people along, much as I seem angry. I'm trying not to contain my anger. We don't want angry people along. We want people to sing. If you're not coming to sing, don't come. If you're coming to try and get into the meeting and stone up and shout, hey, the Tories, you're fucking Sean Clark, and please just stay away. And you'll not get into that because you're some great wit. You'll get in there because the police let you in, because that's the image they want. They want to pardon the 5,000 folk or more outside singing songs happily. Perth residents with some nutcase for fucking Glasgow who's just an attention fucking seeker. The only reason he or anyone like him ever gets into these meetings is because the police, in conjunction with the organisers, let him in because they can't deal with the pressures outside. So, do not come. Equally, if you're here to start an SNP civil war, an Alpa civil war, or anything else, don't come either. Just leave it in the city for one day, come to Perth, nice wee place. Right, having said that, here's a song for Henry. I've been thinking all day what I can do for Henry. Could do a nice wee tribute, but Henry was an activist. Henry would say, cut this nonsense, just do something that's relevant. And here's what's relevant, a new wee song for you. I'm going to teach you to the French in the pubs tonight to see if they warm to it. It's not even really a song. Some folks say, oh, I can't sing that whole over here, I haven't got a tenfold voice. Bit of a weak excuse, because frankly, anyone can sing. You can sing well, you can sing badly. Everyone can hold a note, but even those who cannot hold a note can sing this. Are you ready? And I'll put the words up on the internet, and feel free to not just share this, feel free to rip this and call it your own, get the hits and all this. I don't mind, because the police, the powers that will be able to take this down, find some excuse that I've violated internet protocol. So just rip all my stuff. I'm not interested in credits. If you want to give me credits, I'll set up some GoFundMe thing later on. However, this is not about money, this is about action, and Henry was always about action. And it's Boris Johnson is a wanker, na 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 na. Rishi Sunak is a banker, na 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 na. Rupert Murdoch is a muppet, na 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 na. That Liz Truss is Rupert's puppet, na 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 na. Scotland never will vote Tory, na 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 na. Today we start a brand new story, na 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 na. Na 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 na. Please Scotland get her out of here. Na 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 na. We'll be ruled by hope, not fear. Na 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 na. Nice one, eh, Henry? They'll like that on the blue ridge shores of Perthshire and beyond. So get learning it. See you in Perth. That is this coming Tuesday, 16th of August 2022, the start of the Scottish singing revolution. We will sing them out our country. We will liberate ourselves with our lugs, our smartphones and our brains, because we're cleverer than them. This is what they can't actually grasp, that we're cleverer than they are. These people are actually the last dying empires of a dying empire. Let's put it to bed. Perth, starting this week. Oh.